Hello again, everybody. We are back with another Tower of Ascension, floor 100 on hard difficulty. I'm going to be breaking it down nice and easy for beginners. You can see my team here. You're like, wow, there might be a few units you don't have, but I will explain some substitutions, why I'm using them, etc., etc. But before we get into all of that, I will say, hey, subscribe. You're here. You're watching. This is my second Tower of Ascension video for beginners. You might as well just subscribe and watch everything else while you're here too, you know? But let's get into it. Big difference between how this video is going to go and my last video is the boss's strategy in this one is not very unique. It's nothing special. So we're not going to focus too much on how we go through the level. We're going to focus more on the units you're using, the runes you're going to need, and some substitutions if you don't have the units that we're using today. So, I'm going to start off with probably the most important unit here, and that's Loren. Loren is insanely good on pretty much every boss in the game. Very few places where I don't use her. Usually if I see a boss, the first thing I attempt to do is just Loren it. It works here. You're going to want her very fast, and you're going to want her very accurate. Speed and accuracy are going to be your two most important stats here, pretty much on every unit. I have 100% accuracy. A lot of people argue that there's no point in having over 75% accuracy. She's literally only here for her accuracy, so I'm going to max it out. After that, you want her really fast. I'm at a 133. Loren is one of my faster units. If you could get about 90 to 100, you should be fine. I would say you definitely want to crack 100 just to be safe, because sometimes, even with 100% accuracy, you won't get the reduction, and you're going to want to get another turn as fast as possible. After that, next important thing to have is some HP. You're going to want to actually survive. Defense also works. It's not like you're doing damage scaling on either of them. You just want to make sure Loren lives. If the enemies do get a turn off, you're going to be getting a lot of reflection damage back at you. Be a little tanky. I run her Swift and then a broken set. I'm running accuracy to not max out because she's already full accuracy on it. And I run speed, HP, accuracy. You can see these runes aren't great. This is a 5-star on a broken set. She's swift. You just gotta make sure you got some speed. Make sure you got some really good speed stats on here. 16, 14, 13. You want speed. Honestly, I should probably look to replace this because this rune is absolutely useless. And I can make Loren better, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. My Loren works in pretty much everywhere I use her. So, yeah, you can see you don't need anything insanely special. You just want to make sure you got a lot of speed on her. Run her with a speed slot too. Run her with some swift. A lot of speed substats. Make sure you get your accuracy in there as well. You can search for these things. Just go here. All, speed, accuracy. You can organize it by sub-properties. See which ones are giving you the best for every category. Do that. Get your Loren. Make sure she's good. You're gonna need them. After that, and I just deleted them. Spectra. You're gonna see Spectra a lot. Spectra was in my last video as well. Spectra is also insanely good on pretty much every boss. Helps you get to the boss by slowing everyone. Big thing about Spectra is she provides a lot of utility and does massive damage. This is based off the enemy's max HP, so what you run literally doesn't matter. The only thing you could do to increase this thing's damage is crit damage. All these bosses have a huge amount of HP, so make sure you're running a crit damage in your 4 slot here. I've got a good one. Got 16 speed, 5 accuracy. Like I said, it's another 133 speed, another almost 100% accuracy. Spectra's pretty much in the same boat. You definitely want to make them tanky. Unlike Loren, though, you want to get some crit damage in there so that this skill 2 is hitting the boss for a massive chunk of damage. Yet again, another 5-star speed rune. And then an accuracy rune, also 5-star. I actually run focus here as well, because you can see I don't actually have 100% accuracy on this, because I have no accuracy pretty much on any of these other ones, because I was more focused on getting some speed and crit damage in there so that we're actually hitting. So yeah, Spectra, a little bit more than just what Loren needs, but at the same time, not having a ton of crit damage isn't the end of the world. Just make sure you got a lot of speed, make sure you got a lot of accuracy, and you're tanky enough to survive, and Spectra is going to do what you need it to do. Honestly, mine could use some more crit rate and some more crit damage, but if it works, you already know. Now, the rest of these three are replaceable-ish. I'll explain. I'll go over the first one, which is Riley. Some of you may not have gotten Riley yet. Some of you may have done the Veramos fusion first, and I don't blame you. It is extremely important to get Veramos. Riley is easily replaced with, if I can find her, right there. Bam. Just throw in a Fran. Everybody gets a Fran. You get a free Fran. Use your free Fran. Does the same exact thing. I'm going to be using Riley because I have Riley. Just better Fran. That's literally all it is. Fran also works perfectly well. Just make sure they're tanky. Make sure they got some good speed. Mine is used in a lot of other places, so my runes on her are really good because I use her in like arena and stuff. But I'll show you my Fran. Fran's nothing crazy. Make her really fast. I have my Fran decently accurate. Lots of HP. It's all you need on it. A lot of people like to run attack Fran for extra healing. I don't. And it still works. So, yeah. You know, want some speed? You don't even need accuracy, really. Just make her fast, make her tanky. I personally highly recommend you put your healer on Violent. I always run my healers Violent because it's just more healing. You're always going to need more healing. So, yeah. I run my Riley on Violent as well. Again, you see most of my units, I just try and crack 100 speed and make them really tanky. After that, another important unit is going to be Tyrone. And you're like, I haven't summoned a Tyrone. I don't have Tyrone. That's okay. Use his brother. Make a Beretta. Beretta is a fusible 4-star unit, so a lot easier to make than Riley. Beretta has a speed lead. Rune it on Despair, just like rune it exactly how I have this one runed. Speed and accuracy. It's the name of the game here. Speed, HP, HP. You just want it really fast, just want it really accurate, and you want it really tanky. Same thing as everything else. Beretta is just a slightly worse Tyrone. Tyrone has an AoE attack bar reduction, and Beretta has a single target attack bar reduction. At the end of the day, they both do the same exact thing. Beretta has continuous damage, where Tyrone has slows. They'll work all the same. You're going to want to rune them the exact same way. They're going to do the exact same thing. I don't have a Beretta because I have a Tyrone. So I don't need to make a Beretta. But if you don't have a Tyrone, just make a Beretta. Or you could use any unit that you have that does exactly what they do, which is AoE stuns and AoE attack bar reductions. You just want to stop the enemies from getting turns. You can use Poseidon if you got a Poseidon. You can use, hey, who got an LD Monkey? Does all the same things. All these units work. You just want something to stun the enemies and stop them from getting a turn here. You could maybe use Veramos. Personally, I don't think Veramos' stun is up enough to use him. But if you got him really fast and on Violent, you could potentially use it and still make it work. Go for it. You know, you won't know unless you try. You just want, this is your stunner. This is going to be whoever's locking down your opponents, preventing them from killing you, which is important. It also has an attack speed lead. You can use an HP lead. You can do attack damage lead. Usually you want an attack speed lead, so maybe you don't have Riley and you're using Fran. Have Fran be your lead. She has attack speed. It works. Last slot here is not the most important. You can kind of sub in whatever you think you're needing. Maybe your units aren't fast enough. Sub in Vertihile. Vertihile will get it done. Speed your team up some. Keep you safer. My Vertihile's not great. He can work here. I'm using Crow because Crow does a massive amount of damage, and that's all I really need. My team's not going to die. My team's tanky enough. My team's fast enough. The only thing I need to do is kill the boss as fast as possible, and Crow has massive single target damage output. He does damage based on however negative effects the opposing boss has, and the boss is going to have a few of them, like 4 or 5, so Crow is just going to crush him. And that's all I need Crow to do. Crow is literally just here to delete the opponents from the battlefield. And so yeah, you can use any attack damaging unit you want to here if your team is surviving enough, maybe to speed up your clears. You can use more CC units. Maybe you throw in Lapis to help you get there. Or, like I said, you need more speed. Maybe you need another healer. Throw in whatever you need into this slot that you think is going to allow you to work. And just go from there. As long as you got stats that are fast and accurate, these units should work for you, or units like them. Sub in and out. Figure out what's going to work for you. Everyone has different units. I'm just showing you an example of what I used and some basic cut and dry units. Like I said, I'm not using my basic, like I could sub in some lower stuff here, but there's nothing really to this boss. There's no real strategy, and you're going to see. So we go in, and you're going to want to stop them from getting attacks. These ones are going to shield and heal. This one is going to do damage, and I think they put you to sleep, but that's not going to be a problem because you're either using Fran or Riley, and they're not going to be able to put you to sleep if they even get a turn. But I'm going to focus down the healers first, so this way they're just not being annoying. They're not preventing me from doing what I want to do. That was terrible damage. You hate to see that. Yeah. See, they're just gonna go for some heals, and we're just gonna crack our way through this. We're just gonna keep healing our team, and we're gonna do the thing. This floor is not as hard as the other one is. I find this one to be way easier. So what I'm doing with Loren is I'm seeing whoever's attacking next, and I'm just pretty much going to try and prevent them from getting a turn. It's not always going to work, but I'll take what I can get. Like right here, I don't think there's anything I can do because they're both going to get a turn here. But I'll shoot her and stop her, and this one can get a turn. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, the force field's a bit annoying though, but we'll get through that pretty easily. Lawrence, skill 2 is a strip. We got them both. You love to see it. Ooh, you're trying to get a turn. I really don't want the fire ones to get a turn. This girl's already used all her abilities, so I don't really have anything to be afraid of her doing. Guess I'll raise attack again. There you go. I'm hoping next time Crow gets a turn, he can just one-shot this. It'll be close. Boop. Here we go. Not bad, not bad. So you can see, without Crow, my team kind of lacks damage. And though they'll get it done, it just takes a while. And I've done this a few times already, so I don't want it to take a while. I just kind of want to get it done and over with as fast as possible. And so that's why I use Crow. Because even though it's not as safe and I can't necessarily auto it, he just does so much damage and it just speeds it way up. Alright, so my damaging unit should take her out. That should be enough. There we go. No point in saving Riley's passive. From here, there's only one unit left. Just kill it using basic attacks. So this way, on the next floor, all your units have their skills up and ready to go. Loren will stop her from getting a turn. So you can just kill it with autos. Alright. Now for this one, I like to focus down one of the fire girls. You really don't want any of them to get a turn here. But as long as you focus down one of the fire girls, they're going to just keep coming back and coming back and coming back. But you remove one of the returns from death. Because you removed the one of the girl that you focused. So she's going to go down here, and she'll be back. And so I got to take her out again. Let me do this. Try and reduce some attack bars here. Give Tyrone a chance to catch up. There we go. So they're all getting unfrozen, and they get frozen again. She's going to go down and then back up again. And then that'll be it for her. She can't do that anymore. So because she can't do that anymore, we're going to start focusing the other ones just a little bit. Just a little bit. Still want to make sure you get this one down first. Hit him with one of those. And that should take her out. There we go. Now she's gone. Now let's focus this one next. Don't want her to get a turn, so we're going to hit her. Slow down everybody. And they all get frozen again. Wow, that crow damage. You gotta love it. But there you have it. Now these ones should be easy pickings from here on out. Just want to make sure they don't get a turn. So take one out pretty much as fast as you can. Okay, so this one on the left is going to die to Crow's Scar. So we're going to start focusing this one over here. Just to make sure he doesn't get a turn. Ooh, he might not die to Crow's Scar now. Let's find out. Ooh, barely lives. There you go. And then again, just use auto attacks here on out. Making sure that you have all your abilities up by the time you come around to the boss. Okay, and this guy's really easy. That's pretty much all there is to it. He's going to deal damage back to you using Reflect. Oh, I didn't get the... whatchamacallit? Branding. I didn't get the branding. But honestly, he can't really do anything else. He'll never get a turn. Even his crystals increases the attack bar, but Loren should be fast enough to make sure that he never gives a turn. And between Spectra and Tyrone and or Beretta, he's just never going to get one. He heals if you don't have anti-heal, but you have Loren. Loren's second ability applies anti-heal. And yeah, your Riley or Fran will keep everyone alive. And he just kind of dies pretty quickly. There's the branding, so now he's taking even more damage. And I'm just going to set it to auto, focus the boss, and he just can't really do anything. There's not much strategy. This is the boss. The only thing you got to worry about is your reflect damage, but as long as you have a decent amount of HP and you're fast enough that your healer is always going to turn to keep healing everyone, they can't really do anything to you. And that's all there really is to this. So like I said, if you need to switch some units around, maybe you don't have the stats to set it to auto quite like this, make some substitutes. There's plenty of options here, but this boss is a lot easier than the other one. So if you manage to beat the other one, you should have no troubles with this one, and you should get your free Tower of Ascension Hard win. There you have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be doing some more Tower of Ascension videos here soon, so feel free to watch those. Yeah, have a good night. Peace.